Hi, this is Doug with IdahoMMA.com. I'm here with Brendon Raftery with Combat Fitness. Thanks again for your time, Brendon. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
So now tell me, Brendon, you got a fight coming up in a couple weeks, but tell me what you've been doing since the last time we talked.
Just training, man. I've been trying to find fights forever, and my manager Alfred Benson's been working and trying to find me fights, and there's been a lot of ones that have said they would do it and step up and have either backed out or gotten injured, or something happens where the fight falls through, and it's been very frustrating. It's been almost a year since I've been in the cage, and it's been dying to get back in. So finally we got one to stick, September 14th in Wyoming, fighting a kid named Ryan Landis, so I'm happy about that.
So, one of the things that I've always wanted to find out, and you're in this perfect position, this is going to be your pro debut.
Right.
So what is the decision that goes into making, from amateur to pro? What do you talk with Alfred about that? You talk with your coaches, a combination of everybody?
Yeah, you get an opinion from your coaches. It's kind of, you have to feel ready too. If you're not feeling like you're doing well at the amateur level, you definitely don't want to step up to the pro level. So it's smart to get a few a few amateur fights in, and you discuss it with your coaches. If your coaches think you're ready, if they're seeing you fight and they agree that it's time to take the next level, they'll urge you to do that. And that's kind of what happened with me. Was my last two fights in Reading, I did pretty well, and I had my coaches saying, okay, I think if you're ready, I think we can go ahead and give you the green light to take that pro debut. And it's you, it's your coaches, it's your manager if you have one, and it's an all-around team decision to decide. That's the best way to do it. So.
Right. Well, you mentioned your last two fights in Redding, California. I mean, it's not like all your fights were right here in the Treasure Valley and fighting local fighters. You've branched out and fought top competition in other states.
Exactly, yeah. It's a good way to see where you're at. If you just stick local, you never really know what's out there. So I went down to California and fought a couple of guys that were supposed to be pretty good and ran through them. So that was a confidence booster. That was another kind of a sign that said, okay, maybe it's time to try out these pro ranks and see how I hold up here. I mean, I train with pros every day and I hold my own, and so that's made the decision kind of easy after those fights.
Right. Well, it doesn't hurt, having coaches like Jesse Brock and Scott Jorgensen and Scott Tomatz that are all pro fighters.
Exactly.
That they know what to look for in an amateur, and if they're telling you that you're ready,
right,
chances are you are ready.
Exactly.
Now let's sort of step back a little bit. In July you went down to the MMA draft combine.
Right.
Now that was limited to like 100 of the best amateur fighters in the United States. You did awesome. Tell me what that was all about.
That was fun, man. That was a great experience that was set up by Scotty Jorgensen and my manager Alfred, and they got me on board along with Josh Wick and Miles Hunsinger, and that was a blast, man. We went down to Vegas, got to meet a bunch of fighters, and the draft part was fun. It's like an NFL combine where they put you through athletic tests. They test your skills, your wrestling, your striking, your jiu-jitsu, and they just kind of put you through the ringer. It's like a 4-hour process, and it was a blast. And the best part was just being in Vegas and seeing all these fighters, and it was fight week too. It was Anderson Silva and Weidman fight week, and we got to go to the weigh-ins and just get the kind of feeling of what it's like for a big fight week in Vegas, and that was fun too. But yeah, the draft was a great experience, man. That's another way to see what kind of talent is out there, and you see who else you're going to be, competing against. And one thing those coaches were telling us was, keep in mind, all these faces in this room right now are probably guys you're going to see throughout your MMA career, because that's the top, that's the cream of the crop throughout MMA. So that was fun, man. It was a great experience.
Yeah, boy, it sounded like it. I mean, being the first one, the combine for the MMA draft, the first one, and you had the opportunity to go down there, and then you've got your first pro fight coming up in a couple weeks. I also wanted to talk about, going pro. It's not like you can quit your job and all that. So it's I know that a lot of people think that being a pro MMA fighter, you've got all these luxuries and stuff, but it is difficult. You've got a lot of sponsors that help support, and let's talk about your sponsors.
Sure, yeah. Real quick, I want to thank Nuco Sports Nutrition, Brian Moss, and Combat Corner. They've helped me a lot. They've reached out and they said, yeah, we'll help you. Brian's great. Nuco's an awesome place. Truly, I don't go anywhere else for my supplements. Combat Corner was great with helping me out with gear and getting, their name out there. I'm not going to be fighting in Wyoming. I'll have their shirt and their shorts on. So real nice of them to help out. and I appreciate that as always.
Yeah. Well, Brendon, I wish you a lot of luck in a couple weeks, and look forward to maybe fighting around here in the Treasure Valley, or seeing you on TV at Bellator, the UFC
Hopefully.
here soon. You got any more shout outs you'd like to give out?
Yeah, just my sponsors, like I said, Nuco and Combat Corner, all my friends and family, everybody who supports me, all my teammates here at Combat Fitness. I love all you guys, and that's all I got, man.
All right. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it, and good luck in a couple weeks.
Thank you, sir.